Vice President Mike Pence will meet with Venezuela's opposition leader Juan Guaido in Colombia today as Venezuela's government cracks down again on protests. Violent border clashes killed at least 2 people and injured hundreds more over the weekend. Guaido wants the international community to consider all options to resolve the crisis. The U.S. is backing him to replace President Nicolas Maduro. Manuel Bojorquez is just across the border in Cúcuta, Colombia.
We are walking near a bridge which connects Colombia to Venezuela, and on the other side, it is being blocked by the Maduro regime, part of the fierce resistance to a U.S.-backed plan to bring humanitarian aid into Venezuela. Now leaders from across the world are once again calling for a coordinated effort to get the aid in.
Tensions erupted into violence as Venezuelan citizens marching to the Colombian border to collect humanitarian aid were met with tear gas and rubber bullets fired by officers in riot gear. Opposition leader Juan Guaido arrived in Colombia's capital yesterday, slamming the attack as an unprecedented crime. He will ask leaders during an emergency summit today to help bring down the current regime by any means necessary. But Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, continues to deny his country is facing a crisis, refusing to allow aid in and cutting off diplomatic ties with neighboring Colombia for cooperating with what he calls a U.S.-led coup.
No podemos seguir soportando.
We can't keep putting up with Colombian territory being used for attacks against Venezuela, Maduro said. Patience is exhausted. I can't bear it anymore.
This is the worst of the worst of a tyrant.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo challenged Maduro and his forces to back down and said the United States would not rule out military force.
Every option's on the table. We're going to do the things that need to be done to make sure that democracy reigns.
Aside from a military option, Vice President Pence is expected to announce another measure later today, additional sanctions against Maduro's government. For CBS This Morning, I'm Manuel Bojorquez in Cúcuta, Colombia.